Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped. Julian here for another Drops episode. This one for week 20. Before we jump into the content today, guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. There are so many of you that watch this channel consistently that haven't yet hit that button, and I really would appreciate if you do so. Let's jump right into the content today, guys, and we're going to be doing things a little bit differently today. I'm going to be going through a list of 7 drops, and I'm going to be going a little bit more in depth than I normally do. And the first guy is Matthew Tkachuk of the Florida Panthers, and he has now been confirmed to be missing the rest of the regular season. So if you do have him, there's not really a point of stashing him on an IR spot unless you are in a keeper league. If you're not in a keeper league, he's a safe drop. The next guy is Aaron Ekblad of the Florida Panthers, and he's on this list because Florida just acquired Seth Jones in a trade, a pretty big trade. Seth Jones is a pretty good power play quarterback. Even though Aaron Ekblad is still playing PP1 on the night that I'm recording this, I can't imagine that lasts much longer. Seth Jones just kind of has to get used to their system, and once he does, he'll be up on power play 1, which makes Aaron Ekblad a whole lot less valuable if he doesn't have that power play 1 spot. The one silver lining for Aaron Ekblad, though, is that he himself could get traded before the deadline. If he does, then he could regain some value depending what team he gets traded to. We'll have to wait and see, but if you are in a shallower league, Ekblad is droppable right now. The next guy on this list is Alexis Lafreniere of the New York Rangers, and he's just been atrocious as of late. He's pretty much impossible to hold right now if you're trying to make a playoff push. He's playing on the top line with Panarin and Trocheck, but he's only playing power play 2. The deployment, honestly, isn't bad. Panarin and Trocheck are some good line mates. He should be producing a whole lot more than he is right now. In his last 7 games, he has only 1 single point and only has 2 in his last 9 games. That's not a good stretch, guys. So hopefully he can turn things around, but if you're in even a slightly shallow league, he's a drop right now. Philip Hronek of the Vancouver Canucks is also a drop right now. He's got no points at all in his last 5 games and is a -8. The peripherals are somewhat okay, but really, you can do a lot better than Philip Hronek. He's owned in almost half the leagues right now, and he definitely doesn't need to be. Pavel Dorofeyev of the Vegas Golden Knights is another guy who he's droppable if you're trying to make a playoff push, because right now he's not doing a whole lot of anything. However, I do think he could regain value by the fantasy playoffs. Why? Well, he is a pretty streaky player. He'll go on crazy hot streaks, and then like now, he goes on crazy cold streaks. He's firing the puck plenty still, and he is on power play 1, so he's definitely likely to do well once again at some point this year. I think he's a good player, and I think he turns it around, but if you are trying to make a playoff push, you definitely can drop him if need be. Then we have Jake Allen of the New Jersey Devils, and well, that's kind of an obvious one, guys. Jacob Markstrom is back from injury, and Jake Allen is no longer a starting goalie. He really doesn't need to be owned in almost any leagues because Jacob Markstrom is going to be starting almost every single game for New Jersey. And finally, Tony DeAngelo had some pretty decent fantasy relevance while Noah Dobson was injured. He was getting power play 1 time, and he still kind of is, but the problem with New York is they're kind of rolling 2 power plays, so his power play time, even though he's power play 1 in quotation, is pretty limited. So really not ideal. And he's not putting up a lot of peripherals. So he's droppable in all but the deepest of leagues. And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Would mean a lot to me. And I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tips.